These are my friends.
10 things you didn't know about Outer Banks Season 2. Netflix's Outer Banks was the summery escape of 2020 we were all desperate for. And now, it looks like we won't have to wait much longer for it to return because Netflix just announced that Outer Banks Season 2 will officially drop sometime this summer. So here are 10 things you didn't know about Outer Banks Season 2. And by the way, make sure to click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our engaging videos. And use that trigger finger by smashing that like button. Now let's get into it. Number 10, Outer Banks Season 2 premiere. The Pogues will return in summer 2021. Season 2 is going to test our crew like never before. We've turned up the dial on everything fans loved about Season 1. More mystery, more romance, and higher stakes. Co-creators and executive producers Jonas Pate, Josh Pate, and Shannon Burke said in a statement on May 14, 2021, per People. Outer Banks is one of many productions that was able to restart after the quarantine put everything on hold all summer. Number 9. Old cast. Along with the Season 2 announcement, Netflix confirmed that the main cast will all be returning. Chase Stokes, Madelyn Cline, Madison Bailey, Jonathan Davis, Rudy Pankow, Austin North, Drew Starkey, Dion Smith, and Charles Eston are all set to reprise the roles. With this news, it's a good guess we'll see all our favorite Pogues reunited together again. Since John B. and Sarah's rescuers were on their way to the Bahamas at the end of the season, we think we'll find the two in Nassau when the show picks back up. With Key, JJ, and Pope still back at the OBX, we bet the group's next task will be to get John B. and Sarah back home. Number 8. Bahamas. Yes. Pate said in the same EW interview that at least part of the show would follow John B. and Sarah cruising around Nassau in search for their lost treasure. We'll definitely have at least a part of the Season 2 that'll take place in the Bahamas, but it'll all come back to the Outer Banks because that's our spiritual home, Pete said. So we'll get back to the Outer Banks pretty quickly, I'm sure, but there'll be definitely an episode or two that has some Bahamas in it. The best kept secret of the Bahamas is the country's sheer size and diversity. With 16 major islands, the Bahamas is an unmatched destination, a heart-pounding adventure across 100,000 square miles of the world's clearest ocean. Number 7. Real Outer Banks. Outer Banks got a little bit of flake before its first season premiered from actual Outer Banks residents, who were annoyed that Netflix didn't actually film the show in the real Outer Banks or feature any Outer Bank landmarks. Netflix instead shot the show in Charleston, SC in protest against North Carolina's controversial bathroom bill, which required citizens to use the bathroom corresponding to the gender they were assigned at birth, enacted in 2016 and partially repealed in 2017. Since then, the ACLU had been in a years-long legal battle, which ended with the courts ruling against the bill in summer 2019, shortly after production ended on Outer Banks. The clause officially expired at the end of 2020, so we just might see Outer Banks show up in the actual Outer Banks, starting a petition to add a lengthy action scene in the middle of Duck Donuts. Number 6. Renewed. Given the unexpected popularity of the show's first season, it was only a matter of time before Netflix announced further plans. At the end of July 2020, the fans got the good news. Outer Banks has been officially renewed for another season. Netflix followed up their announcement with a video of the show stars showing their excitement about the renewal, jumping into pools, practicing lines in the mirror, and running down the street with a surfboard. The good news is that series creator Jonas Pate told Entertainment Weekly that Netflix had told him when they greenlit the show to go ahead and start working on some Season 2 scripts as well. So at least part of the next season has definitely been written. Number 5. First Look. There's no trailer yet, but Netflix released a bunch of first look photos from the second season on May 14. The first look photos are already here, and even though John B., Chase Stokes, and Sarah Madelyn Cline survived the tropical storm that sunk their boat in the Season 1 finale, the first pic of them running for their lives proves they're not in the clear yet. Another photo shows John B. and Sarah sharing a sweet moment on the beach together. It's a full-throttle, action-packed adventure, and these photos offer a glimpse into the next chapter of our Pogues. All we can say for now is buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. The photos also revealed that Ward will reunite with his family, including his eldest son, Raph, Drew Starkey, the real murderer at what looks to be Sarah's funeral. Meanwhile, the photos show the Pogues up to their usual tricks. Kiara and JJ hop a fence while Pope remains the devoted, responsible one. But whatever they see on their phones in the last pic has them all on red alert. Is that how they find out John B and Sarah survived the wreck? Or will a newfound secret reunite the group for a fresh mission? Number 4. Filming. The second season started production in Charleston, South Carolina at the beginning of September 2020 with COVID protocols in place, and wrapped there in January 2021, after which they headed down to Barbados to film the rest of the series, which they finished up at the beginning of April 2021. Most of the action in the show takes place outside anyway, so they're probably a little safer than most. We have no idea how soon another season could be completed, but we shouldn't expect to see any new Outer Banks on Netflix until mid-2021 at the earliest. Number 3. What Season 2 will be about. Season 2 will likely pick up where we left off in Season 1 with John B and Sarah on their way to the Bahamas to try to get the gold back. Key, JJ, and Pope will be dealing with the aftermath of the SBI escape and their supposed deaths. Ward will be facing the consequences for his actions as the SBI and local police discovered he is the one behind the death of John B's dad. Either way, the Outer Banks will certainly never be the same. Number 2. Changes. As the final episode of Outer Banks Season 1 wrapped, John B and Sarah narrowly escaped a Jack and Rose of Titanic fate as they ran from the law, and Sarah's rather unhinged father, Ward, and brother, Raph. John B was accused of a murder he did not commit, while Sarah's father sought to convince authorities she was essentially an unwitting, naive, and deeply emotionally disturbed captive of John B. As the finale plays out though, Ward is frantically juggling the pieces of his life that are slipping like Outer Banks beach sand through his fingers, despite the fact that he's already made off with $400 million in gold that he stole right from under the noses of John B and the Pogues. While we knew that things wouldn't be the same in the OBX when we saw our favorite Pogues again, we definitely didn't see this coming. In a new interview with Entertainment Tonight, series star Madelyn Cline revealed that a time jump is happening. This is a micro time jump, she said. There's the kind of shock where you turn the page and you read that moment and you gasp, and then your mind starts going 1,000 miles a minute. You're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so fun to shoot. This is gonna be fun and it's gonna be shocking to watch as well. Number 1. New characters. The Outer Banks is a pretty big place, so it's not too surprising to hear that some new faces are joining in on the fun. Carlacia Grant is joining the cast in a role that will see our Pogues in the Bahamas. She'll be playing Cleo, confident and fearless. Cleo is a Nassau girl, a formidable, artful dodger whose world collides with the Pogues. Lost and Once Upon a Time stars Elizabeth Mitchell will be joining the cast as Limbre, according to Deadline. A longtime Charleston native, Limbre is a compelling woman with a level of toxicity and menace underneath her seemingly courteous ways. Are you excited for Outer Banks Season 2? Let us know in the comments section below. And hey, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so we can continue giving you the best content. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video.